Hey everyone, Abigail Reese. Um, I put this picture up for this video because it says a whole lot to me. I'm from the UK, and people here in this country tend to have a kind of, I don't know, depressed sort of attitude. Um, Obviously not everybody, but a large portion of people do. They're fed up in their job, they're stuck in a job that they don't like, they're doing it literally to pay their bills and eat, and they live for the weekend. And frankly, I don't blame them because their week sucks. And just as mine did, when I was working in the care industry, I absolutely hated it. I hated it. I had long, very physical, very long shifts. I won't mention some of the things I had to do in that job, but the pay was shit. The pay was shit, and the environment was shit. And I always knew, this just isn't me. It didn't feel great. I didn't feel inspired to do even better or work my way up through the company. I just had no inspiration in that at all because it wasn't me. I did the best that I could. I worked to the best of my ability to look after people, but I never felt inspired to go on a long several years nursing course and all that kind of thing. That just wasn't the industry for me, and I always knew that. But when I got into internet marketing, uh, it completely different. I mean, it's completely different. I'm sat at home right now. It's a beautiful Saturday outside. I'm just sat here recording this video, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to go out in the sunshine. But I used to work many Saturdays from 7:45 in the morning until like 8:15 at night. I'd have a half an hour for lunch. I'd have a 15-minute break in the morning and a 15-minute break in the afternoon, which usually turned out to be the evening after dinner. And the rest of the time, it was just full on, just rushing around. And also in that environment, they would cut back on staff as much as possible. If they could run a floor with 3 staff to 15 residents, they would do that. They didn't want to make your life easier. They didn't want to pay more for more staff. They would cut back to the absolute minimum so that when you're there, you're working your ass off so hard and you barely got time to catch your breath before you're straight on to the next task. And it was a nightmare. And obviously with people like that, it can be a little unpredictable. Well, actually, it can be very unpredictable. So you might not even get through everything you need to get through, and then you kind of feel like crap because you think, well, damn it, we didn't even get time literally to do this because we were rushing around and dealing with this situation that came up unexpectedly. It was not a good environment. I felt no inspiration whatsoever. But in what I'm doing now, I feel very, very not only inspired and motivated, but it doesn't feel like work. I feel excited. I absolutely love it. The money is a hell of a lot better by far. And, it's just a much less stressful environment to work in as well. I'm here at home. I'm here at home. I could take my laptop and go to a beachside restaurant, bar, whatever, that has Wi-Fi, and I could continue from there. I could make a video from there. I could um, network from there. I can do the whole thing from there basically, and just the freedom of that alone. Um, Couple that with the much increased paycheck, and then couple that with just the freedom to, if I don't want to get up at 6:15 in the morning like I had to for this other job, I don't have to do that now. If I want to have a lay-in, I can have a lay-in. If I want to take time off work, I don't have to book in that time slot with my boss and hope that that particular time slot and those particular dates are available. I don't have to do that. I can just book and go. And that's just the whole freedom thing. It's not even just the money, it's the whole freedom thing as well. And so many people in this country are like really stuck in a rut. And it's like they forget. I mean, I can say third party, but I myself for a while forgot that there's a whole other world out there. And everything here in the UK seems so grey and dreary and bad rain and shit wages and crappy jobs and crappy work environment, and everything's so expensive, and just so many things, especially in this country, maybe more than a lot of other places. I'm not saying more than every other place, but here in Britain, people are miserable. You walk through the street and you see people looking stressed and haggard and miserable, and I get why they feel that way. I do. But that in itself just has a real toll on your health and your outlook on life. And you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to stay in that. There's a whole world out there, and there's a million better ways to make a living and feel great about what you're doing by helping other people. This is another thing I love about this industry. You get to help other people free themselves in the way that you freed yourself. You get to help other people do that, and you get paid great for doing it, and you have all the freedom and everything else, and you can work from anywhere in the world. You can be sat on a plane working if you like. It's a whole different, everything changes once you shift into that. Everything changes, your outlook changes, your dreams of the future change, your environment changes, your stress levels change, everything changes, and it's so much better. I honestly truly wouldn't want to be doing anything else. They say, and I've heard this so many times before, they say if you're passionate about what you do, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I made a video, I think last week, something along those lines, but it's so true. I love what I do, and I would love to help other people reach that same level of peace. It's like being in a bad relationship. Being in a job you hate is like being in a bad relationship, and you stick it for a lot longer than you should, and it takes a toll on your emotions and your health, and causes you a great deal of stress. And when you get out of it, you think, wow, why did I spend so long in that relationship? I know I've been there. So, you don't have to stay in that same kind of thing doing a job that you hate. If you're in a job and you've got a lot of bills to pay, which obviously everyone has bills to pay, get into something on the side. Start learning about internet marketing. Connect with us, we'll help you get started. Just do something to change that, and then as you're building your income online, eventually you're going to get to a point where you overtake your job income, and then you can fire your boss, as it were. And that's a great feeling, a great feeling. So I guess I'm not going to ramble on too much in this video, but this picture just really speaks volumes to me about that, and just about the beauty of this world. And you imagine being on that boat right now, and you're where they are, and you see everything that they can see, and how different that is to where you're currently at. And that can be you, that can be you, but you've got to want it bad enough. You've got to commit to doing what it takes to get there. But if you do that, your future self will absolutely thank you for it. So anyway, I guess I'll end this video. Click on the link in the description if you want to see what we're doing and how we've completely changed everything for ourselves. And we'd love to help more and more people. So feel free to connect with us and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. Have a great day.